right, I'm just going to stay here and just demonstrate the second portion. So before I start, just so you guys have fresh in your mind, we talked about why Google Plus earlier. So let's do a quick quiz and show of hands to make sure we got part one right. So Google Plus is about A, popularity and having Google help you find as many friends on the internet as possible. Or B, is integrated with all of Google products and features so that we can better help users and consumers find the answers they're looking for. Who says it is A? Who thinks it's B? OK, very good. All right, so you guys were paying attention. All right, so on that note, here is the Google homepage today. Actually, it's celebrating Mark Twain, and that should be Tom and Huckleberry Finn, so one of my favorites. With that said, let me show you the integration that we see here. First of all, everyone can see this, right? Because I don't see the screen here. You notice that one of the first things you see in the left-hand corner is the Google Plus button. So when I click on that, it's going to go directly to my Google Plus page. Thank you for that caveat. I do have to say, one of the things I talked about was circles and protecting privacy. So since it's a live demo, there might be embarrassing things. If there is, just ignore it. Ignore it, OK? Second, and if there's demos that don't work, we'll deal with that. Secondly, you notice up here, there's two notifications. When I click on that, there's information like new photo added. There's Cash, who actually lives in Mountain View. He's worked with me for a Google long time, and he plus one of my posts, and so on and so forth. And or I can just share my thoughts, like I am at ThinkTech, Google, SG, right? And I can choose which circles I want to share. Like I can make it public completely, take it out. I can do extended circles of my friends, or just my circles, or I can add Irene. Let's see. She's not part of my circles. Irene. Oh, there she is. She is. She's in two of my circles. There you go. And I can share. All right. Now Irene will get a personal note. OK, so that's one. The second thing is we talked about integration. If we jump to, you see how fast that was? We talked about speed. Let's say, for example, Dell. That plus Dell automatically goes to the Google Plus page. So that's huge when you have a brand page, because now it's even skipping the organic search, right? So let me go back to that. The other thing is, let's, for example, one of the examples I showed, who knows what I'm from the US. Do you guys eat Oreo cookies? Do you guys know what Oreo cookie is? It's like this black cookie. It gets really dirty, but it's great with milk. All right. So let's say I like Oreo cookies, right? So I did a search here. Ignore that. And you can see there's a plus button there. Oreo, Milk's favorite cookie, share your favorite Oreo moment. Let's say I like Oreo cookies. I can plus that, and now I've given it a signal to Google that I like Oreo cookies. Now, what's interesting about this is there it is. There's an image. That's what it looks like for those who never had it. And you scroll down, and actually, there's some of my friends I noticed. I actually didn't even see it until I was preparing for this demo this morning. So here, Catherine, who actually is another Googler in Mountain View, something about Oreo milkshakes. And then here, Eileen, who actually sits right upstairs from the Philippines, actually plus one to no-bake Oreo cheesecake. Not sure what that's about, so let's say click on Eileen. And if we go down here, maybe there's something about it. She's been busy. She's not working. She's posting every few minutes. So instead of scrolling through, maybe this will, there it is. Oh, there she posted it. A no-bake Oreo cheesecake. Yummy. All right. Likewise, I could also go to, let's look at, we used laptop as an example earlier. So if I look up laptops, you can see there's a bunch of ads. They also have the plus one. And let's say, for no reason other than the fact that it was the first one, let's say this is a Dell, HP. I don't have a personal preference. But let's say I can click on plus one. Or I can undo it. That's fair, right? And then also, when I look through here, Doug actually is our new country head for South Korea. Just started a quarter ago. And I see that he actually read an article from PC World called Windows Laptop Makers Can't Catch Up to the MacBook Air. And he had actually shared it on Google+. That means if you were in a circle and his extended circles, possibly if he made it public, everyone would know that he found this article interesting, and therefore we may better read it. So this is kind of like the power of the social, of the integration within our systems. Make sense? So with that said, let's go back to Google. Let's go to my page. There isn't anything. So right there, I did post earlier that I am at ThinkTech Google Singapore. So you see that. One of the things I talked about was photos. So for those who were sitting next to me, I was taking photos throughout the day. This is photos from my phone. And this is photos that I've been taking throughout the day. This is our ThinkTech event, which I did not upload. It's being loaded automatically from my phone. So here, this is VJ speaking. And I can share this with Irene, since we are now for sure circle friends. Oh, this is Irene. Your team is doing great, right? Add more Irene and circles, or I can just I can add Irene, add my circles out, and I share. And now she sees that. Exiting this, just really quickly, we talk about circles, and sometimes this is a very different feature and a very different thing than what you would normally have at Facebook. So you may not know what this is. Who has a Google Plus account? Who uses it actively? OK, there you go. OK, well, about 20%, a little more than I thought. So here, we are at the circles. And you can see that how I've labeled my friends, which you've done very differently. And your brands or organizations will also do very differently. So there's Google. I have friends. I have my Chicago booth friends. There's people that I follow directly, family. I even actually have a circle here, which is kind of a tip. I have it private, where I'm the only circle. Do you do that, Vinny? You do. Vinny, who will speak next on analytics, is probably the most, I would say he leverages social to really connect with all of our partners and friends and his friends. And so you can follow him. I use private as a journal. So if you can go and actually take snippets from the internet or just log my day, and only my circle is just me, then no one else can see it. It's like your diary for your life that only I can see. It's a great way, especially when you're mobile and you're talking about your day or things you need to do or how you feel. I just log it as a private circle. I actually came up with this great idea when I was in Hong Kong last week. We were with the PMMs I thought I asked for a secret circle. And a secret circle would be a feature where once you put people like Irene, no one else can see what we talk about. It's just her and I, which would be kind of interesting, right? The idea is, if you created a circle, here I'll say ThinkTech, and create an empty circle. And we can go ahead and just, it's over here. And I can put Vinny right here because he's here today, right? And then if I want to delete it, delete the circle, and it's gone. Vinny's already in several of my circles, so don't be too sad. So with that said, I will go ahead and create a circle, ThinkTech, in hopes that you will add me, Singapore 2011, and that we will be friends, and I'll put you in that circle and we can connect. All right. Now going to my home page, one of the things we talked about was Hangout, and we showed the Muppets. So we're going to try to do a live demo if there's anyone left in the room. If you guys have a phone and you can do a Hangout, see if you can join it. So here, it's very simple. We click on Start a Hangout on the right-hand side. It's going to say just a few seconds. Check your hair. There's my mic. Start a Hangout. Wait, did I include all my circles? Hopefully that's true. You can see me. Now, what it does is it publishes on my stream. If you said circles or extended circles are your friends, it's noted on their site. Anyone can join the Hangout, and we can have that video conference. Right? There are other abilities like we saw with the Muppets where it's a live stream. This is up to about 11 people total. And since no one's joining my Hangout, I'm not going to join. I'm going to close this off because I don't think anyone's seeing it. Just checking what the circles was there on that one. Did I do extended? It was my circles. Oh, no one sees it. You don't see it, Juliet? Anybody? Okay. That's OK. We'll skip that. All right, so we just only have a few more minutes. Thanks. No one actually set the timer. Appreciate that. So just a couple of quick things. So here, we want to show you a couple examples of best practices from brands. There's Red Bull. You can see right now they don't have a whole lot going, but they did take the time to create this kind of animated GIF to kind of start hosting their site and their brand. Another one is, let's see, let's look at Intel. And what I like about Intel is they kind of give you an idea on their homepage, the kind of audience and the circles they're creating. Technology enthusiasts, newsroom, if you're interested in Intel news or press releases, or life at Intel. I can only assume that means if you want to work for Intel, or if you're interested in working there. So there you can add to circles, and then maybe you can even +1 these photos, and they have a sense for how to categorize you. So you're kind of self-categorizing rather than you categorizing. Other sites, let's see. We have, I can look up Burberry. It's another great site. They're doing their winter outfit stuff here. Pretty active. I like, one of the ones that I saw that I liked was the Dallas Cowboys. They're a football team. And what was kind of funky about the Dallas Cowboys, so here it looks kind of typical site. They're pretty active. They're trying to gain traction. But they did this contest that actually runs today. If we can find it, is this. Technically, if you go ahead and +1 this, you get an opportunity to have a live hangout with a mystery player from the Cowboys. So they don't tell you who it is, but they're running these programs where you can have a live hangout as an incentive to add them as a fan. So I think that's very, very interesting, and another interesting way of doing it. Lastly, let's see here. The other thing that's very interesting, let me do a search for Samsung Nexus phone. Oh, that's off of SG. One moment here. So if I was looking Prime. It's telling me to go to Prime. So Samsung Nexus Prime. So one of the things that was interesting is that this article is a CNET article on Google Samsung Nexus Prime by Roger Chang. And here, not only can you +1 the article, but you can +1 the author or the editor of the article. So again, a very tight integration. Here, Chris Davis wrote for SlashGear, and so on and so forth. This one is by Athema. So Google, the organic search results, is actually pulling the writer or the journalist and putting them here so that their work is being recognized in addition. And you can actually add them to your circle or +1 their article. Either way, they get credit, or you can follow them in case that writer or journalist is someone that you really want to follow. So I think that's very, very interesting. I think, let's see here, that is pretty much the only thing that lastly I want to show you that will close this off is I woke up this morning to the news, which saddened me, that Britney Spears had more fans than Larry Page. So I had to see if it was true. And here's Britney Spears' page. It's Britney Bitch is her tagline. And indeed, one of the things that she posted is that Britney Spears on Mashables is Google's most followed user over Larry Page. And it is true. She is now on Google Plus more than Mark Zuckerberg or Larry Page. And what I wanted to show you was not only does she have 1,051 shares, but the ripples that we talked about. So you can actually see when she posted it, how this article is actually being dispersed throughout the web. So you can see her circles, and you can see the people, and you can even see someone named Sean Patrick in her circle or friends that really is making a big impact and helping her story go viral. So you can go into these. And again, this is only 1,000 hits, but imagine if there's 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, hopefully we'll have that many fans someday. You can actually see who is in your sphere. Someone talked about the tipping point earlier. And one of the key influences about tipping point is there were like the knowers and the connectors, right? If you recall. Well, here you're going to start seeing the connectors. And those connectors are the ones you want to reward from a firm and organization perspective, because if you can incentivize them to pass your news on, that's going to have a huge viral effect. There's been a lot of keys about what makes things go viral. We're not sure what makes things go viral, but now we're able to see who makes things go viral. And if these circles, and through Ripple, you can see who gets those things viral. Again, it's an amazing opportunity from a PR perspective, additional insight from a marketing perspective, and again, an interesting way to control brand and messaging. With that said, that's it. Thank you.